Yes.
It didn't matter who. It's not just applied to one area. It applied to every aspect of life.
I see.
Because one of them with the politician uproar that took place, they tried to kill him so many times. Because when he sees it,
Yeah.
he's going to write exactly what it is. And when you interview him,
Yeah.
you may want to scrap it, but it's too late. Because when he talk about the injustice that
Yeah.
was going on, he talk about one of the sad one was Zimbabwe. I don't know if you see that video.
No.
When they gas it and everybody rushed for a mask, Bob Marley was still on platform playing without a mask, and you could smell gas. That's
Wow.
how deep this guy was. Yet he faced in his own community
Yeah.
injustice because his complexion was different, so he was isolated. A lot of us didn't know anything about that
Yeah.
until at a late time. Bob Marley is who put his family, Marley, on the map
Yeah.
because they did treat it right, and he talked about that to us as kids. That said, don't let anybody ever make you feel that you're less than who you are.
Yes.
It's not about money, because there's some things money could buy.
Yes.
But he was literally pointing and showing that even understand that when folks attack, it's not a negative vibe. You should look at it at the upper end to see what it's saying. It got to be that something important is with you while you single out.
Uh-huh.
See what I mean?
Why they're attacking
While
you.
many times we seems to see it in the negative vibe.
Yes.
Bob Marley was always spinning it around, and I think that's where I get it from. He never embraced what appears to be negative as it is.
Yeah.
He always flip it the other way. That no, this is gonna bring something good, and look, it did.
I
Because
see.
he's the artist, the number one
Yeah.
for reggae. What they doing now ain't reggae.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very
It's not
different.
Jimmy Cliff too. It's strictly about reggae.
Yeah.
See, Peter Tosh.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
The reggae vibe. It's what they doing now. It's Bob Marley would turn over. This
Yeah.
is not reggae.
It's very superficial.
Now what is going on? Down talking and
Yeah.
disrespect.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not reggae.
Yes.
See, and even getting in the Rastafarian culture, being around it, it's not what it appears today to be.
Uh-huh.
Because some of the top educators were Rastas, the top doctors,
Really?
the specialists,
Uh-huh.
the surgeon were Rastas.
Really?
See, Rita, his wife, reminds me a couple of teachers that
Yeah.
was in art and maths pro.
Yeah.
And when we say ghetto, it's like the educator and intelligent folks is from the ghetto.
Uh-huh.
I remember even going to school where it was considered ghetto is where the doctors will be walking, going to catch the bus to go to work. Doctors,
Yeah.
teachers, because they were showing that it's not the location.
Uh-huh.
It's what's in you. See? And to be comfortable with who you are, where you are.
Where you're from is not the location that you're from, but it's the culture and the community.
Exactly.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, because I remember you could speak with anybody about anything
Yes.
and everything.
Yes. In Pakistan, it was like that. Where I grew up, it was like that.
Yeah, I remember as a girl, I never a fusser. Like, they always tease me. One day you'll be in church, and I do. And kids will turn around and look to make sure an adult was nowhere close to fuss at you.
Uh-huh.
Especially the older. Oh yeah, they spin around. And they would go like, you're lucky that old lady's coming.
Yeah.
Because I can't see what. See,
That's respect.
I remember, yeah.
That's respect.
They would spin around, and sometimes the old lady said, go right ahead, because they could walk you with their stick.
Uh-huh.
And you better don't let somebody old complain about you, because you gonna get whipping real nasty.
Yes, yes.
So it'd be like, you better thank God that old man is coming.
Yeah.
See, because you couldn't fight and cuss in front of the elderly.
Yes.
And sometimes I used to have troublemakers, the boys, they're the ones starting the fuss, and the older person, Grandma, I'll take your bag, and cross her. And she said, I heard everything.
Wow.
It's like, Mom, I'm sorry. Because
Wow.
you couldn't look up.
Yeah.
Being disrespectful, you hold your head down. You
Yes.
couldn't look up at them. And you didn't know them.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
And the minute an old person raises her hand, we know you got to rush to see what is it they wanted.
Yeah. And it's not like that at all.
No. And one of which that hurt me is every time I hear a teenager go off and the parents
Oh,
cussing,
yes, yes.
my blood ran from my head to my toe.
Yes.
That's zero tolerant for my parents. You were never allowed. If you wanted to mumble, you wait till you reach a mile away and under your breath. And don't let she hear you, because sometimes she go, I heard that.
Yeah.
See, you were not allowed. My brother was 29 years old in America and hanging out with the wrong group, and my mom walked up the step 5 feet 2 inches.
Yeah.
And he's in his own apartment. This is the oldest. And my mommy grabbed him by the shirt, tore the shirt, and her hand, she slapped him in his face in front of his peers.
Wow.
And the peers ran away and said, you're crazy. My mother can't put her hand in my face much as... And my brother just stood there.
Yeah.
Not a word. And later they asked, they said, you love your mother? And he said, where I'm from, you don't never argue with your mother.
Yeah.
Because back in my culture days, you say something about my mama, and you'll have they'll burst your lip.
Yes.
Because guys would fight you. You just say one thing about their mama, and you're going to get beat up.
Yeah.
And he's like, you never say anything. Lay hands on mother.
It's the most sacred relationship is the mother.
You never. Even today, now that we're grown, even me, I go, Mom, you're wrong. It take me to be grown to say that. At 15, you can't say that.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, Mama, I disagree. You're wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't argue with her. She said, well, and I said, okay, nicely, you're wrong. I needed to assess it, look it over. But you drop the voice tone.
Yeah.
Because she's the mama.
Yeah.
I said, Mama, nope. I'm not going to comment. I needed to revalue, relook, and when you figure it out, can you please call me and let me know after you look at it?
Yeah.
So sometime later, she'll call and say, I look at it, and I said, well, you know what? You're the mama.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it, but I still disagree with you.
Yeah.
You're going to disagree. But the respect is all yours.
Yes. So when you used to see Bob Marley, how old were you and how old was he?
Oh my God. Bob Marley got to be in his early 30s
Uh-huh.
because I was in from primary school before I moved on to transfer to secondary school. But like I said, he was like 5 minutes away from my school.
Yes.
So the studio, Bob Marley's studio,
Yeah.
it's so close to where we used to go to school. So
Yeah.
he walked across to use our playfield
Wow.
to do soccer as exercise.
Yeah.
See, that was what he was doing, exercise. Bob Marley was
Yeah.
running and doing juicer, and he was explaining that about dieting, which we had no clue.
Really?
He was saying you didn't need to eat too much, always have your fruits in the morning. It's amazing. Really, what type of fruits?
Uh-huh.
And he like pineapple and put it in a blender. Really, for what? He said it will help you and keep doing your exercise. Okay.
So every day, you said every day he would either run or play soccer?
Both.
Both.
Yep. And he do running like 5 in the morning.
Oh my
Because
God.
we question him.
Uh-huh.
And he'll just sit there to answer.
Yeah.
On the ground to answer.
He would sit down on the ground,
On the ground,
to
didn't
talk to you.
matter. One of the things I love about his greatness is the example. Being great is not fame.
Yes.
He was never attached to that.
Yeah.
He was so comfortable in himself because he knew who he was. And that's one of the conversation he always have.
Uh-huh.
Know who you are.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody label you that you're not great and you're not good enough.
Yes.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Today, I look back, very important,
Yeah.
because I still can hear that. It is not how people see you, he said.
Yeah.
It's how you see you. Don't ever look outside to determine who you are. You should know that before you start.
Yeah.
He said it doesn't matter. Just do your best at whatever you do. Do it the first time. Give it the best shot you got. Enjoy life. How do you enjoy it? Make sure you're happy doing whatever you do.
Yeah.
Don't ever let outside dictate to you. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do. He said always aim for the best. Whichever planet you land on, that's where you need to be. For the right now.
Yeah.
But do your best. And show love. And he did that. I used to see the line and we question. All these years you passing. Long line to Bob Marley's studio.
Uh-huh.
What was that about? And he said, just showing love. He didn't talk much about it until he died. That's when people know. What was that? He was giving out money to family.
Wow.
As they tell, what is it?
Oh, wow.
They need it for college, medical expense. He did that and gave.
Like an elder statesman, like a leader, like a chief of a community.
Yeah. And he never talks about it. It's not something he go around and brag. A lot of the good about Bob Marley was never talked about.
Yeah.
And that's what I discovered with my dad. He never talked about it. When we got to his funeral and the pastor said, it was raining too.
Uh-huh.
The crowd we saw, we were like, why such a crowd? And she said, oh, the crowd already gone.
Oh.
People walk in here from police all the way down.
Wow.
Nurses, even doctors.
Wow.
Walk in, because he was a contractor that he hold 2 jobs at 75.
Oh my God.
And what he said was, work hard for what you want.
Uh-huh.
Don't accept anything free. Well, one of the pride about what they gave us was taking pride in you,
Yeah.
in working for what you want. We were never given anything free. And I make it the statement all the time. My family in general, I never see they get anything free, even when it's possible. And
Yeah.
they've done everything to get it free. They always have to fight. The reason for that, because of who they are.
Yeah.
They're such a great, caring, loving, passionate family. I told that to my mom. I am so blessed and
Yeah.
grateful for the foundation that I can look over my shoulder and see where I come from. And that's what Bob Marley was trying to say. He said,
Yes.
just show love no matter what. Give love, show love. And he said, if folks didn't understand, go the extra mile to teach them who you are, why you do what you do, how you do it, when, and what.
What are Rastafarian?
My father,
What is that belief? What do they believe in, Rastafarian?
Christians, they were Christian. Bob was Rastafarian. Now their philosophy is a little different. And now looking at Bob Marley, I don't think he was 100% the Rastafarians' belief.
Uh-huh.
Why? It relates to Jah. as God.
Uh-huh.
And in his interview, many times, I love to listen to that part.
Yeah.
He said the highest are the highest,
Yeah.
which is beyond man.
Uh-huh.
And that made me understand. And looking at how he relate and his contribution, his charisma,
Yeah.
his culture barrier, you have to know that there's a God.
Yeah.
Not knocking people believe otherwise, because some people embrace. For me, I don't put barriers with folks believe. What I look at is people's heart, and that's what
Yeah.
I go by. Because that also give an outer look on your belief.
Yeah.
If it's about love, sincerity, care for others, and giving, that falls, that puts you in that category. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And many times people get caught up with belief. I get caught up with relationship. That's where I focus on. It's not so much you believe, because you can believe whatever you want to believe,
Yeah.
but your life reflects your belief.
Yes.
And many times it can contradict,
Yes,
because you
absolutely.
look at people being kind and sincere and they do gradually and they believe something else and they go, these two don't correspond.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why I said, don't judge the book. Open the book.
Uh-huh.
Spend time, and it's sad here. I think one of the greatest thing is billing my sibling that born here, because we wrestle all the time as family.
Yeah.
They gang up against the old fashioned folks
Yes.
and they question, but in that is because they're searching.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, why do you guys do this? And I now hear my sister that now head of administrator at 30.
Uh-huh.
She did well, the one born here.
Yes.
She said, now I'm beginning to see what you preach.
She's old
Because she
enough.
said it's not easy to love the unlovable.
Yes.
It's not easy to deal with people that are negative.
Yes.
And she said, now I know what it is to take out my equipment and go to work.
Uh-huh.
And I said, because our focus should never be, and this is not a theory, this is what was given. My mother always said, don't spend time worrying about what done to you
Uh-huh.
and the negativity of people.
Yeah.
Spend time looking at the positive and building you. She said the milk already spilled.
Yeah.
All it needs to do is mop up.
Uh-huh.
She said, spend time giving
Yeah.
than wasting time at a blockage.
I see.
And I
Like-
told her the other day, I said, Mommy, you know what I get from it now? Now that she said when you were 18, you come and said, you brought me a gift and said, thank you for raising me the way that you did and all. And she said, no, you don't understand nothing. You're still too young. And I said, no, thank you. She said, explain it. And when I did, she was in tears. She
Yeah.
said, you got it. I said, you know, one of the greatest things you taught me that I think would be a barrier for me today, because of being a Taurus that I am.
Yeah.
I justify things. I tend to validate and look when something happens. I look at first what causes it,
Yeah.
and then I try to justify it by reason, saying, well, if you slap somebody, I expect you get the slap back. Case is closed.
Yeah.
But if you never slap anybody and do anything, why the injustice?
Yeah.
Because where I'm from, you were taught that if you give a blow, expect a blow.
Yes. Yes.
So if you stay away from giving blow, you will not get one.
Uh-huh.
And that's what my community was, my culture was
Yes.
at that time. That was the riches of it. Even arguing and fighting,
Uh-huh.
disagreement was resolved by confrontation.
Uh-huh.
You said something I didn't like.
Yeah.
Before the day over, there'll be a mediator and to come confront.
Uh-huh.
There was never taught back because we're told to be adult
Yeah.
for the future. You resolve issues by confrontation
Uh-huh.
in a mannerly form,
Yes, yes.
not disrespectful.
Not talking behind other people's back.
Exactly.
Not holding
And
a grudge.
see, that throw me off
Yeah.
because I have no part with that. Because mom literally drilled four of us with that.
Uh-huh.
In speaking the truth, whether you like it or not. So they know, they said, Daddy, even my mom said, don't get Donna, because you know Donna, she not going to put up with it.
Yeah.
That's how she was. Now that she's getting older, there's a change.
Yeah.
She said, Donna going to say it just like it is. She don't care who you are. See? Because I said, remember, you raise us this way.
So when somebody does, like you were saying, injustice, or somebody's mean to you, the human common reaction is, like you
With
said,
a lashback.
yeah, you give them
That
a
is
blowback.
never the right approach.
So how do you not take it personally? How do you not react?
You sound like my sisters.
What goes through your mind? Yeah.
You sound like my sisters. And
How
I
do you
could show you
process?
text because I'm the oldest girl.
Yeah.
So every time something, they blow up my phone, and she said, okay, Miss Lady, today haven't been a good day. She said, I was 2 minutes away from going off. No, the natural respond is never the right one at first.
Uh-huh.
The emotion, it's the emotion a lot of people go by.
Yes.
Today I narrow it down. It amazed me how people are so quick to relate
Yeah.
because of feeling.
Yeah.
And that feeling is so trickery. It doesn't stay long
Uh-huh.
in one place. It constantly flicking.
Yes.
See what I mean?
Yes.
So if you make the feeling get the best of you,
Yeah.
you're always gonna have ups and downs, bouncing off the wall. This minute hot, this minute cold.
Yes.
And I married to an African, and I was grateful that I went to Africa because that just literally put the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
Because I was always told, you're born one place and belong to another.
Uh-huh.
And I was amazed at the forefathers, and what I get to see was what I always feel and believe. And I could see it everywhere around me.
Really?
And back to the feeling. My husband said, never wear the feeling on the collar
Yeah.
because it will always get you in trouble.
Yes.
And my sisters, I said, okay, you guys are crossing discipline. Whenever you're going to feel to lash back, you're allowing the feeling and that spontaneous instant respond from feeling.
Yes.
And I said, no, you got to ignore it.
Uh-huh.
You can't get rid of it, but you take the focus from the feeling
Yeah.
and take it to reality.
Yeah.
And I tends to go, take a deep breath and said, okay, allow the feeling of the rage and the anger and the lashback, because you can feel it.
Yeah.
Allow it to die. Just said, How do I deal with that? I draw a circle every day I'm leaving home.
Uh-huh.
This is my circle. I'm leaving with it.
Uh-huh.
It consists of peace, love, happiness, adventure. Now, today is a day to fight to maintain my circle.
Uh-huh.
I cut it in 4.
Yeah.
And it's my responsibility to guide and guard it, to take it back home in whole.
Wow.
What is that? I called up my resting place. I walk out of my house with love, excitement, and joy. Typical life is you're going to have so many things coming against you.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility to maintain that circle.
Hmm.
So what I do is guard against it. Negativity, I have no room. You lashes out at me, and I learned that from my mom.
Yeah.
Because I used to get real angry. Mommy, why are folks saying negative and nobody talks to me? They ask me nothing, and they saying that used to irritates me.
Yeah.
And she answered, said, never pay attention to negativity. Remember?
Uh-huh.
Only what's good you focus on. After I repeat, complain 3 times, she whips me. She said, I'm going to knock it out of you. Because if you grow to be a woman, people negativity will have the best of you. And I'm not going to have that. I'm building strong women for tomorrow.
Wow.
Where negative will never get to you guys.
Wow.
So every day I tell her, thank you for that whipping.
Yeah.
Because why? I learned to, it's not that I don't have feeling, but it doesn't get the best of me. Because I love my excitement and peace.
Yeah.
So whatever try to pull at, I'm not letting you in.
So what are the 4 things again? One is peace.
Yes.
One is adventure.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other 2?
Because look, I run into that all the time. People lashes out, get angry.
Yeah.
I give you the respect to hear you. And I'm not faking it. It's a discipline.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when they lash it out, I could see exactly why. I could see it.
You are seeing something in them about what's going on in them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. And keep in mind too, once you're different, the opposition will always come at you because you don't appear to be regular. And it's amazing how folks and the first will go after somebody that just seems to happy and contented.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't come overnight.
Why?
It's a lot of tests. In other words, challenging pain bring a lot of joy for some people. It depends on how you look at it.
Challenging pain.
Challenges can either make you worse,
Yeah.
and it's gonna determine how you look at it.
When I'm faced with a challenge, what matters is how I look at it, and it's
You
gonna.
learn something about you. For example, if just use one example, one person keep nagging,
Yeah.
and your response is always lashes back.
Yes.
At the end of the day, what do you gain from it by lashing back?
It's just 2 people injured.
You are now robbing you at that circle, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I look at it this way. It's not what happened to me is important. It is very important when I relate to it. And I can change and direct the traffic a different way if I change. See, everybody think that the one that lashes out, oh, he needs to change it. The problem is not with me, it's with them.
Yes. That's.
What if they don't know no better?
And usually they don't.
Who is going to be the teacher here, my grandfather said.
But they
Who
don't.
will teach who?
But they don't
and
want to
recognize that it's a moment for you to teach.
They don't want to be. They're not teachable often. They don't want to be taught. Because that makes things worse. When you try to teach them, they're like, oh, who are you to teach me? Are you putting me down?
Watch this though. I just laughed the other day. I made a note that said, it's amazing how we allow things to dictate to us and translate to us.
Yeah.
Look, many times our approach in teaching is not the literal way of the teacher self in the classroom,
Yeah.
but we all are teacher in one way or the other.
Yes, yes, that's true.
For example, sometimes I tell my sibling, when they said it's one particular person, and they're very good too, but they use me as the punching bags. So that's fine. I said, tomorrow, buy a beautiful roses, flowers. Oh, I'm not good. We're planting flowers here, people.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to cultivate here.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to change things.
Yes.
We're trying to make it peaceable.
Uh-huh.
You cannot build a house until you level the ground and get the debut up and dig it.
Yes.
You can't withdraw from the bank till you do a deposit. These principles are the same with everyday life.
Yeah.
And somebody have to give in said, okay, if you always lashing out at me, I have to change my approach. 'Cause
Yeah.
a negative plus a negative, according to the maths, bring a positive.
Uh-huh.
But I got a problem with that principle. How is it going to be a positive unless a negative change to be a positive? Not in the maths frame,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in the literal life.
Yeah.
We all are teachers. It's just if we recognize why we here.
Uh-huh.
Or why we here is to live our full potential, make our contribution in the most positive way.
Yeah.
So when I learn to be positive and I turn around and you're negative,
Yeah.
it's my turn to deposit.
I see.
That's how life is. Life requires us to give it back.
Yeah.
I remember what it was to somebody nag, and it irritates.
Yeah.
Until one day I learned that, hey, take a flowers, take for lunch and be sincere. Just do something good and see what happens. And that change. And make the sun come in.
Uh-huh.
Because we all are teachers. We teach each other, whether you believe it or not.
Yes.
It is the way that we contribute, and it should be one that we expected. People do good and expected, I don't. Because why? Life been good enough to me. So I see it as give it back.
So not expecting anything back because I've already got plenty back from life.
Yeah, because then it's going to be like you expect a contribution back as if you've been owed something.
Yes, yes.
And we not.
Yes.
I just feel that, like Dad said, if you value life and see life, because see, everything that we do in life,